And we're here with another episode of The Sit Down. I'm here with the one and only BoutABag365, an entrepreneur and still with his career job. Welcome, BoutABag. What's going on?
Man, what's going on, last girl?
I'm really happy to have you here. I've been wanting to talk to you for a while. I know you've been really, really busy in real life, and you've been absent a little bit from Horizon Worlds. But I have to say that your investment academy within Horizon World has really been a phenomenal motivational factor for me here in understanding crypto and NFT, which is what we're going to be talking about here with BoutABag, who is very well versed with NFTs and with cryptos. Right? So tell us a little bit about yourself. I gave them a little glimpse into it, but let us know a little bit more.
Yeah, so I'm BoutABag in the Metaverse. I have a crypto business in which I run a crypto community on the side, as well as an NFT business that coincides with the Metaverse. Ultimately, what we do is we provide turnkey solutions for big brands. So we help them mitigate risk, lower their overhead by coming into the Metaverse, setting up a platform and getting accustomed. So how LastGirlOnEarth and I kind of ran into each other, which is very dope, was at one of my worlds. It's called the Investment Academy.
Hey, what's going on? It's LastGirlOnEarth. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, share it with your friends, comment below, and I'll see you in the Metaverse.
In which we talk about various forms of investments, such as NFTs, crypto, real estate, Forex, stocks, you name it. We go deep. It's a community where you can network. We pretty much look at it as a hub where people can come and network and talk about various investments, and like-minded individuals can get together and uplift one another and put each other on different investment tools.
Really awesome. Well, that was a lot of gems that he's representing within the Horizon Worlds and Metaverse. He brings people onto this platform and get them situated in the Metaverse. He brings brands along, businesses along. Really phenomenal. I want to ask, how did you even get started with crypto and NFT?
A good buddy of mine, by the name of Ryan King, when this was back way in like 2018. I wouldn't even say way, but that was a couple of years ago. But back in 2018, my buddy Ryan used to always post like random things on Facebook talking about like different currencies and how new currencies will roll into the financial system, and the financial system will cease to exist as we know it one day, and et cetera, et cetera. So, I just took a keen eye, just kind of paid attention to the frequency. And then to one day I just reached out to him because I knew about Bitcoin back in 2012, but I was very ignorant to the fact of not investing in it. Just didn't know better.
Wow. But yeah, I knew about Bitcoin in 2013. So you and we missed that train.
Man, big time. Yeah. And the fact I had a lot of cash on me to do so at the time. Hey, stop. Sorry about that. That's my dog. The fact I had a lot of cash to do so at the time, I just kind of beat myself up a little bit just thinking about it. So long story short, I'm not missing that train ever again. But I reached out to Ryan, and then him and I start to talk about the financial system a little bit. And we started to explore how it came to be, how we see money today, how money really exists as a form of debt. And we're taught how to learn how to use that debt, but we're really not taught that in our economies or society. We're taught more so how to spend and just acquire more debt, when it's really the opposite. And that just got me going down a rabbit hole, honestly. I started looking into crypto. I started looking at how the systems that are in place, as far as the innovation with the technology, it can really disrupt the financial industry as we know it, seriously, but in a positive way, right? It'll make payments faster. It'll make things a lot cheaper. It'll make money more accessible, right? And it gives people an opportunity to break, curses of generational wealth, and to actually start their own, generational wealth by planting these seeds. So that's kind of how I got started. And really the rest was history, how I just kind of start to deep dive even more.
Got you. Now I hear these two buzzwords all the time, centralization and decentralization. Can you give us just a small synopsis of what each term actually means?
Yeah. So centralization is pretty much, say for example, you and I were two parties trying to exchange money with one another, right? Centralization is pretty much the microphones that's in the middle of us that's verifying on one end that the money is true, and it verifies and it sits in the account in our balance sheets. Then it goes to that next person over there, which is your microphone, and then it spits out to you. So pretty much centralization means a third party that's overwatching the process and helping it run smoothly, or it could be a system in which the process is going through to help get to the other party.
Got you. And decentralization is?
Yeah, and decentralization is pretty much the opposite of that. You and I, in that same example, can just hand each other the money right now with no one verifying it but us due to the trust. And we don't have to go through any systems. Or we can go through systems as well, which is kind of like the cryptocurrency. But it's just straightforward, like no going through banks, no heavy and hefty fees. We don't have to have an account set up for the blockchain. You can just go on it whenever you want, if as long as you have a wallet and an address and you're ready to roll.
Right. And a wallet is what exactly for crypto?
So, a wallet for crypto is pretty much a decentralized wallet. It's just pretty much a wallet that's digital. That wallet is designated to a specific address depending on which blockchain that you're on. So, for example, I know a popular one is Ethereum. So if you have an Ethereum address, then 9 times out of 10, you'll have an Ethereum based wallet, which is pretty much that wallet's going to be connected to a web address that's on the Ethereum's blockchain.
Gotcha.
So you can send money. It's kind of like your digital bank account.
Understood. Now, what's this last term? Stable coin. What's a stable coin in the crypto space?
Yeah. So a stable coin is just pretty much a coin that's backed by real world value. The money, how we spend it today. So for example, the United States dollar is probably $1 at the moment in value. So the stable coin represents the actual value of real money, like the USD. It can be the Japanese won. It could be the peso. It can be various things, but the stable coins that we know of in our country are pegged to usually the United States dollar.
Got you. Understood. But crypto, would you say that crypto probably sounds a little complicated for a lot of people, and that's why not everyone has jumped on it? Because it's been around for a couple of years already, and there's a lot of people that are seeing great success, but then there's a lot of people that are saying, oh, this could be a scam, that's a scam, and XYZ. What are your thoughts on that?
I 100% agree with you on that. Crypto can be very complex, especially for one that wants to invest in it. I feel like you have to somewhat know the complexity of it, because otherwise it's just like going into a stock without knowing the concept of the company and how the company moves behind the scenes. You just kind of surface level investing. So it can get very complex. But you can explain it on a more simplistic level, but if you explain it on a simplistic level, it's always a cliffhanger. Like, I feel like it's always a cliffhanger. So if I say, cryptocurrency is just digital money that I can send to you, that represents real value. You'll be like, okay, how is that? What is the real value behind that? Then we'll start talking more and more and getting into the weeds of the complexity, if that makes sense.
Got you. Yeah, that makes absolute sense. Now, I want to go into your actual name, BoutABag. How is crypto giving you the ability to make a bag? Honestly, how has it done? What type of research are you doing on crypto to know that, I'm about to make a bag off this?
Yeah. So the research is where I find the most fun at, right? To some people, it may be boring, but to me, I kind of look at it because I'm sort of a nerd deep down in heart. But I'm cool in real life. But long story short, I love the research because I get to read white papers. I get to go into the in-depthness of the protocols, the type of network the blockchain is trying to run, what the blockchain is ultimately trying to achieve, what use cases can come out of this, right? Especially with all the chaos that's going on in today's economy.
Right.
And really, it gives you a chance to kind of look into the future, right? And you get to kind of start to form your own theories as far as what can possibly be. And the way that crypto is growing at such a fast pace, I mean, it's inevitable. The possibilities are endless.
Right. And you want to make sure that your money is in the right crypto space, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, there's tons and tons of cryptos out there. So you want to do your research. I think deep diving is really important. Like BoutABag said, you kind of have to be a nerd. It's okay to be a nerd. We like nerds.
It's okay to be a nerd.
You know?
It's okay.
Yes. Or you make friends like BoutABag did in the beginning. He met a friend that knew a lot about it and asked them questions. You know, just ask questions, and that's how you can get your feet wet. Ultimately, though, there would not be any NFTs if it wasn't for crypto first, correct?
Correct. So,
and now, what are NFTs and why do we need crypto for NFTs?
All right. So this is the one I struggle the most with as far as trying to explain it on a simplistic level. So bear with me. But yes, you are correct. Without crypto, there would not be NFTs, because crypto's entire existence is based upon technology that's called blockchain technology. You got other types of, protocols and technology services that can help form a coin or whatever the case may be, but blockchain technology is the most secure and it's the most trusted at the time. NFTs move on these various blockchains. Like, for example, you got Ethereum blockchain, you got a Bitcoin blockchain. Let's say you got trying to think of another one that you can put the NFTs on. Cardano blockchain, you got an XRPL blockchain, right? Solana as well, right? But Solana is kind of built on Ethereum, so the more general ones. So because a lot of these coins are built off the big coins in the industry, like your Bitcoins and your Ethereums, etc. But NFTs move on these various blockchains within that wallet we talked about earlier. So, like, if I had a digital art of Picasso, I brought it. It's now registered to my Ethereum wallet, right? And I brought it from Ethereum's blockchain, and I brought it from like OpenSea. You can say, hey, BoutABag, I wanna buy that digital Picasso from you for X amount of dollars. Ethereum and Ethereum coins. I say, yeah, that's correct. We can go ahead and exchange. I can then send you that digital Picasso right to your wallet address once we exchange the value.
Got you. Now, you maybe a little bit just more information on what is OpenSea, because you just mentioned it. I know what it is, but just for viewers that have no idea what this space is, I want to give them a little bit more information. What is OpenSea?
Yeah, so OpenSea is pretty much a marketplace where Ethereum and that's built on Ethereum and Solana, where you can buy NFTs. People sell everything from art to NFTs that have representation in real world. People sell mastermind NFTs. People sell, networking NFTs, that gives you access to various exclusive groups. Sometimes celebrities are involved, etc. But it's just pretty much a marketplace that sells nothing but NFTs.
You said people sell networking NFTs. Now, would that be considered a utility of the NFT, or is literally networking NFT?
Yeah, so you said it right. You hit it right on the head. That's the utility of the NFT, which is a lot of people another term for it is use case, that a lot of people will catch on to. The use case for that NFT and why people should buy is because they know who's behind it. They understand the network that they can offer. And they understand like the type of access they can get to resources and things of that nature. So people that purchases that NFT, it serves kind of like a members only card. As long as you have this NFT in your wallet and it represents and it verifies on the blockchain that it's yours and it's true, then you have access to all of this.
Wow. How do you manage like verifying that certain individuals have already purchased that NFT? Because it seems like there's a lot of transactions going on, like within OpenSeas and Rarible and places of those sort. How do you manage all of that and know, like, yeah, they're legit and they can be part of this members only club?
Well, that's the beauty of the technology, blockchain. You don't need to manage it because the system does it for you. So if you had this Picasso and I said, as long as you have a digital Picasso, you can get into this mansion party. right? The way I would just verify that is I would go to your address, put it on ETHScan, which is pretty much a website that can verify any transaction that has an ETH address. And then if it verifies that you purchased it from my store wallet or whatever the case may be, however I have that set up, then you're true. You can come into the mansion party. If it's not verified to that same address and it shows that you got this from elsewhere, or it doesn't show the original source as my store wallet, and it's a fake, or
Right.
it's a scam.
So the blockchain basically holds the legitimacy of the transaction.
Correct. All through time.
That's dope. That sounds lit. I actually like the idea of the whole utility thing. I feel like it's a great way to make me motivated to even purchase an NFT, if it's a club that I would enjoy, like, let's say if it had to do with business and developing business and stuff like that, I'd be interested in joining that NFT. Now, from the other side, how is one able to put their art onto the NFT market? Do they have to have a wallet first? Do they have to have a specific crypto first? Like, how does that process work?
Yeah. So, excuse me, I'm a little tired, but yes, they have to have all of those things, right? Essentially, what you want to do is you'll find the crypto that you're most interested in after you've done your research and your due diligence to it. So one would then use that crypto either as an investment tool, or they will use that crypto to kind of like get the transaction flow of things, right? Meaning they can get a wallet, they can put their art on there, they can mint it, etc. So once you have a crypto wallet, let's say, for example, I was a person that got my first crypto wallet. I like Ethereum. So, hey, I want to mint my art on Ethereum, and which mint is just pretty much a term meaning you're taking it from real value to digital value. All right. So, and you're putting it officially on the blockchain, like you're stamping it there. That's what the mint is for.
Gotcha.
So I'll take this ETH wallet. I'll then upload a piece of my art digitally, right? And I'll put it in my ETH wallet. I'll go to a marketplace site like OpenSea or a Rarible, right? And then I'll just mint it, which is like OpenSea will do the mint process for you, so you're not doing the behind scenes work. It's just like going to a currency exchange, giving them $50 and telling them to give me a money order back, right? So
I didn't know that OpenSea does the minting automatically. I had no idea that it does that. I thought you had to mint it somewhere else and then bring it into OpenSea.
No. So as long as you have your wallet and your wallet address is connected to OpenSea, they'll mint it for you. They'll charge you a fee, of course, depending on how many that you're trying to mint at the time. But there's various ways and things that you can go, that's another conversation for another day. But but they'll mint it for you, put it on the blockchain, and then you can list it on their site to sell. Like you literally just set your price. They'll spit out a price, how much they'll charge you for that mint. Then you list your price and how much you want to sell it at. And then you put it on the blockchain and you start marketing it. And you kind of set it up like a social media page. You set it up like a seller's page right there.
Got you. Let's say, for example, I wanted to take this right here, the LGVR, and I put it up on an NFT. And the utility is that you get access to content like this, but something that's not open on YouTube or anything like that. You get private content. Would I be able to do that?
100%.
Wow.
100%.
And now how would I market that? Do I have to build an audience myself?
100%. Yep. As with every product, as you know, you have to build an audience. You have to have a strong community to some extent. But introducing the way we are ahead of the crowd right now is because we're actually working in the metaverse and introducing people to the concept of the metaverse in a more unique way and giving them true metaverse content. The more that they watch it, the more they'll start to understand and see the potential of it. Exactly from what you're doing right now, they'll say, oh, wow, I have a podcast in the real world. I can do that too. Maybe I should join her metaverse session to learn the dynamics and how you work these things. And then, I can build my own. It's kind of like each one teach one. We're lifting as we climb.
Yes.
right?
I'm really big on that term. Yeah, each one teach one.
Same. So it's the same concept. When people start to see this more, then they'll start to want to be more diverse into it, or they'll want to be, in this case, immersed, right? So it's like you're probably seeing like different. If you look at marketing today, right? I see a lot of big brand companies that are using digital characters just so people can get comfortable with the fact, right? You got a lot of avatars being floated around on TV, right? Then you have Disney coming out with their avatar, with their avatar characters and everything, and they got their own streaming app, and it's just going wild, right? And a lot of big businesses are starting to sell NFTs these days, or have NFT like exclusives, whatever the case may be. That's where the future is going, because they're showing you like eventually society is going to kind of coexist with the metaverse as well. You'll be able to go to work, as long as you have, let's say I was an accountant, I worked for JP Morgan. As long as you have the JP Morgan NFT, that's just your sign-in badge for work.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, so it can get super deep in regards to NFT use cases, but right now a lot of people are just kind of like wish-washy with them right now, because they're just focusing on the first wave. Whereas my company, Everything NFT, we focus on the future use case of NFTs. So like, for example, people are more focused on the art concept of it right now. Like, oh, people are just selling digital art, when it's really not that. That's just the first wave of it. Think about AOL, when we used to have the little man running across and you had the phone line in the background, the ding ding ding.
A lot of people have no idea what we're talking about, but it's real.
Yeah, I just showed a little bit of my age. So yeah,
likewise.
Yeah, so that's like what NFTs are right now.
Right now, yeah. So the first thing, what I like to say that the metaverse is like, if you look at it like YouTube right before YouTube was YouTube. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like right now, it's kind of like the first person to upload a video on YouTube and then staying consistent with it. That's how, at least I explained it to some of my younger family members. I'm like, the metaverse is kind of like YouTube before it was YouTube. So start building content around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or that's social media before it was social media, right?
Social media before, yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say nothing else to reveal my age, so I'll leave that example alone.
What was you about to say? You about to say MySpace?
No, there's like Tag. Like, you remember Tag back in the day?
I don't know.
Man. It's like Tag way back in the day. I'm like, man, I'm not that old, guys. I'm pretty young, but Yeah.
What was Tag? Real quick. Just what was Tag? I don't know.
Tag was like one of these. It was kind of like what was it? What's the one with Bob? What was that?
MySpace.
Bob was your friend. That was MySpace? Yeah, MySpace.
It was Tom. Tom.
Tom. So it was like MySpace, but instead of having friend requests, people would tag you. Like, tag this person, last girl tag BoutABag, or BoutABag tag last girl. And you got to tag me back to be friends, and you tag to talk. It was just one of those. I never got into that one, but it was just, it was one of those first social media experiences.
Gotcha.
Around when smartphones start to really get smart.
Yeah, true. So what we're in right now, is it Web3?
I would say this is kind of like AOL, like this is the web before the real Web3. Web3 will be full immersion. And when I say that, I don't mean just in VR.
So like this is Web 2.5 or something?
Well, more like 2.3 and a half, like because the metaverse, people with this metaverse term, they just use it so loosely. Like, metaverse is just not VR. Metaverse is going to be a consortium of true reality mixed with augmented reality mixed with virtual reality. And what I mean by virtual reality, as you guys can see, right? This is where we're at currently. Augmented reality is, think about ads, right? Think about walking down the street and you see a digital Pepsi can floating in the middle of the pathway that you're walking, but it's just really digital. You can walk right past it. It's a hologram, like that's augmented reality, by bringing like digital digital items or, pictures or whatever the case may be into the real realm. And people will be able to see that normally, like whether that be holograms, whether that be you got some unique glasses on that can identify
or
it.
Contacts.
Or
like
the contacts.
Gary Vee has always said. Gary Vee has always predicted that the new way of augmented reality is going to be through contacts.
Yep, I believe that as well. If you ever seen Black Mirror?
Absolutely.
And you remember when they were recording their whole entire day and he called her cheating and everything through the contact lenses?
Don't give away too much. Don't give away.
I'm just
if
saying,
you haven't seen Black Mirror, please do go check that out.
Shout out to Black Mirror in regards to that.
Yeah,
but definitely. Netflix was dope for that one. But
yeah, they give you a glimpse into like the potential future, with technology and its advancement. So yeah, I 100%. Do agree that maybe contacts would be. I don't know. You might be born and then they put something in your brain real quick. And
well,
that's the future.
They're actually trying to do that right now. They're in human trials. Your boy Elon Musk.
Yeah, with
the Neuralink.
Yeah. Suck it tuck.
The Neuralink. Man, I've been following the Neuralink for 4 years and that thing is crazy. I'm like, that thing is crazy, man. Like, man.
Let's reel it back a little bit. Let's reel it back a little bit. Let's go back to the NFTs because I'm very sure we can deep dive, and I am looking forward to part 2 of our conversation. So let's go back. You were talking about your NFTs and your projects. Can you give us a little bit more in-depth information on that?
Yeah. So right now, I personally have not released any recent NFTs out with the exception of the first quarter of this year. We had a thing called the BoutABag365 Society, which was a community that taught people how to connect with cannabis cultivators so they can learn how to start their own home gardens, how they can self-consume and learn how to dose properly when they're consuming cannabis and treating them more so like a medicine and the holistic side of things. And with that, I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I have to plug this headset up.
Do you think? Again, we're here with BoutABag365. If you're in Horizon Worlds, check out his space. It's called the Investment Academy. That's where I got to know him a little bit more in depth, and he brought some amazing people to speak at the panel. So stay tuned for more of that. I'll ask him when his next dates are going to be because we need that. We need that in this space.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. What did I leave off?
He was talking about the CannaBabies and its utilities.
Oh, yes. So it taught people how to connect more on that side of cannabis. And if they also want to start their own cannabis business with the new laws and regulations that's rolling into it as well, we have people in place for that as well. And also what we did was we took Horizon as a platform and we created kind of like a virtual farm where people could kind of have a mini game where they mine for resources and learn the process of building cannabis or growing it per se. And we also had a kind of like a hub for our CannaBaby holders to come and socialize, learn about cannabis in our classrooms, talk about the metaverse as well, and what people are trying to do on this side of things. So it was a really cool project. That project we have since moved on from, and because we've been entertaining a bunch of clients and doing a bunch of projects. So yeah.
Yeah. What did you learn from that project? Was that your first NFT project?
That was my first NFT project. That was our baby.
How was the brainstorming around it? Did you have to study and like learn from other NFT creators? How did that go about?
100%. So what I did was I definitely got with a bunch of credible NFT creators that had, dope projects. And I just learned. I sat back. I saw how they built the community. I saw how they interacted with their community. I saw what some of the use cases were. And, I thought, we can go a lot further with the use case because a lot of people were still doing, use case with real world meetups and things of that nature. But I was saying it was always flaws in regards to some of the things, some of the use cases that I thought some of the creators had. Don't get me wrong. The project's still dope. I own a couple of them as well. But my vision was, how about tying this truly to the metaverse? There was a lot of talk of, metaverse community coming soon or this and that. And it was like, well, people can actually do that right now. And what it costs to take to fly to one of these events, I can just buy a headset for, So
we gonna save that money.
Yep, we're gonna save that money, right?
And invest that money. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
We're gonna learn. We're gonna teach each other how to fish so we can eat for a lifetime. So
yeah, absolutely.
that was always kind of like my thoughts in the forefront when it came to my project, and what I wanted to give my holders. So that's when we got together and said, like, Can a Baby Society just makes sense, right? Because it's not just representing the stereotypical person just trying to smoke weed to get high. It's really teaching people how you can truly consume weed, your different types of cannabis, right? Your various strands, how you can truly grow your home garden, the types of chemicals that some of these commercial places put in their into their stuff to multiply their crops and things of that nature, and really what to look out for when consuming cannabis and how to safely consume cannabis at the time. But, having the recognition from that project and just our knowledge in the crypto space in general just allowed us to really start a business, which came to be everything NFT, and really just focusing on the future use case of NFTs and just how to really run a business somewhat in the metaverse. That's where we really started to shine, and put that skill set to use and that knowledge to use. And teaching people really was the most powerful part about it all. Like inspiring people, getting people, it's nothing better than seeing that light bulb go off in somebody's head for the first time. Like,
Yeah.
that's just pure joy to me, because now it's like, all right, you got it. Now, it's like, being like a sensei. You take this and you go on your journey, like,
True.
So no, that's the more thrilling part about it. And to really put people on a wave that the world is kind of at the same speed of understanding, I think is even better, because now we're all on the level playing field. We're not going into an industry that's super saturated, right? Even though there's a lot of big money starting to flow in now, but got to think about it. Now, I've been here since 2018. It was nowhere near this amount of money that's coming into crypto now. So yeah, I done seen a lot of waves, waves.
If you could go back with all the knowledge that you know and start Canna Baby all over, what are some things that you would do a little bit different?
How far are we talking about?
Or was everything? Oh, I'm not sure when you started Canna Baby, but like just in its development and how you would do the reach out process.
Oh, I think I would have put a stronger use case on Canna Baby. And it probably wouldn't have been called Canna Baby. With all the knowledge that I know now, it probably would have been something a little bit more, somewhat of a union per se, of like first metaverse union type of deal, and which allow people to kind of work for themselves, where we'll foster them and give them different clients, sort of like what Horizon does with their competitions. Like we'll give them different clients to work within the metaverse, teach them the concepts of how you can implement society within this, and help people really explore the true passion of entrepreneurship without all the overhead. Right? Like, because that's really the hardest part of being an entrepreneur, is dealing with the overhead and maintaining the expenses of whatever you're trying to do, whether that be a service, whether that be a podcast, whether that, you got to take care of the equipment and everything, whether you rent out a shared space, whether you rent out, a lease. That's in keeping up with inventory and your demand, and I would say trying to grow demand at the time, until you get it. But that's really the hardest thing. This changes the game with that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And now artists that are within Horizon Worlds, what advice would you give them in regards to like maybe pushing their art that's in here into the NFT? Would you be like, you have to do that, like just do it? Or would you be like, oh, you could stay here and sell your art,
I would say one, more importantly, don't pay too much attention to the rat race. And create your own lane, right? Because the metaverse is not a place where you want to be just like in the tight circle. It's a place of endless possibilities, because your imagination can flow and run wild, and no one can judge you for that. So I would say just create your lane, find your niche, and just play to your strengths. Don't join the rat race. Don't just try to get it for money. Really teach yourself the true value of what you have in your hands, because it's powerful technology and it's only going to get more powerful.
That was amazing. And with that, BoutABag365, I really appreciate you. Can you tell everyone where they can find you on socials, and then also the days that you'll be in with the Investment Academy? Because I need that back. Okay. It's like my home away from home. I really enjoy it. I love being there.
Man, I love the network session we had, the private network session we had the other night, technically. But that was dope.
Goodness.
That was dope. Like, we had a lot of gems flowing.
The IT guy actually met me the next day. I'm gonna bring him up here. We're gonna chop it up too.
Networking. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Each one. And you can get to pick an IT guy's brain.
Yeah, that's gonna coming soon. Coming soon.
Oh yeah, coming very soon. So to last girl been trying to get this date out of me for the Investment Academy for the last time we met. But we're
probably
coming
a couple
soon.
months, to be honest, because I could go back on Instagram in the DM. I was like, "Yo, you doing this? What about this day? What about?" We
coming back. We got a lot of stuff in motion right now. The Investment Academy is going to get a makeover as well. We got a lot of stuff brewing. We're coming soon. You'll be seeing us very soon. But if you want to follow us in regards to updates, our Instagram is NFTme_, and you can always come see me at Everything NFT office in the Metaverse, or we can come hang out. You can add me as a party, or you can just add my name BoutABag.
Got you. So Everything NFT.
Everything NFT office.
Everything NFT office exclusively here in Horizon Worlds. So go check him out.
That's the word we said at the other day.
Yes.
Sorry.
So go check him out. It's a dope world. You're gonna walk a lot of steps, but you gotta get your cardio in. Even in the Metaverse, you gotta get your cardio in.
Gotta get them cardios in.
Exactly. BoutABag, thank you so much for all the information, all the knowledge. And part 2, we'll definitely talk a little bit more about the Neuralink, because that was dope.
Yeah, let's make it happen, my G. I appreciate you.
You got it, bro.
Dope
Till
stuff.
next time, you know what it is. Make sure y'all love each other and go get that bag in the way that you can, and stay in your lane and do what you gotta do. You blindsided to everything else. Stay focused. Appreciate y'all. Bye.